It is Monday night, the 25th of March, 1996. And to replay our Oscar cast of last year, we've assembled Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert, Bonnie Hunt, who is a family member here at CBS with her program Bonnie on Sundays, and David Steinberg, who is a noted comedian and director of a program called Mad About You. We'll be joined along the way by Mark McCune of CBS This Morning, who is down at the Governor's Ball, where all the celebrities will arrive, hopefully during this hour, and entertain us with their thoughts as to how they react to this year's 1996 Academy Awards. You don't get this in your market, probably, but there are local channels in Los Angeles who cover the arrival of the celebrities starting at 4 o'clock Pacific time on Oscar afternoon. Here are some of the questions that were asked of the arriving stars this afternoon. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you excited? No, not at all. What would be your reaction if you won tonight? Oh, utter shame and horror. I mean, jeez. They had two great moments at the show tonight in what was an overly long production, but then again, aren't these things always that way? I thought the appearance of Christopher Reeve was extremely touching and highly emotional in the wake of his tragic accident last year and the interviews he's done with Barbara Walters and others. And the other moment that truly brought us all to the verge of tears here was the appearance of our pal and former guest, Kirk Douglas, who, it was noted in the papers here in Los Angeles over the weekend, sustained what doctors called a mild stroke about 2 weeks ago. And he told the interviewer for the Los Angeles Times that his mind was racing far ahead of his ability to speak, and it was very touching to try and see him keep pace in that race on the Oscar stage tonight. You know, they always wait too long at the Academy Awards. They should have given this to Kirk Douglas 10 years ago. I remember the night they finally honored Mary Pickford. Remember, she was in the Iron Lung at Pickfair, near death, and they finally honored America's sweetheart. Charlie Chaplin, they dragged him in on the verge of death. John Wayne, the Duke, after lung surgery, they finally honored these people. Why did they take so long to honor the true giants of Hollywood and movies at the Academy Awards on this special night of the year? However, the evening was saved by the appearance of Arthur Boom Boom Hiller, president of the Motion Picture Academy, who every year comes out and introduces a film showing those who died the past year. Man, and then the one thing I truly missed tonight was Jack Boom Boom Valenti. I don't believe he was on. It was something missing. And the other oddity, I hope you noticed this, Quincy Jones, who was the executive producer of the year, gave himself a cameo role as a presenter, and guess who he picked as his partner? Sharon Stone. It is good to be executive producer. I'm very upset that Babe didn't win. Finally, did you watch the skating championships on, I believe, ABC on Saturday night, where they had all these young men and women skating around a rink in Edmonton, Alberta, and one of the sponsors, proud sponsors of the World Skating Championships, is Bailey's. Can't you just imagine a couple of teen skaters saying, hey, let's have a few Baileys before we go out there and do a triple Lutz? And Gene Siskel, Bonnie Hunt, David Steinberg, Mark McCune down at the Academy Ball tonight, and memories of Oscar past. We'll be right back after these messages. Fire up a simultane and watch the Oscar winners as they fly through the air. Thanks for dialing us up, everybody.
Were you my mom's best friend in school?
Yes, and now that we're best friends, I brought you a present. Look.
It's a phone number.
Friends and Family is offering everyone in America their own 800 number as our gift to you.
It lets special people in my life call me as often as they want without it costing them a penny.
Call now and get 100 free minutes.
I'm giving it to you because when I pick up the phone and you're there, it's like opening up a present.
Friends and Family. Real savings, real simple.
Hey, Ma, you got the real ocean spray.
Your family knows the difference between Ocean Spray cranberry juice cocktail and the others.
Wow, she got the real Ocean Spray. Better, Mama.
Ocean Spray knows how to give you all the goodness of the cranberry and that one-of-a-kind taste. We've been doing it longer than anybody else.
You got the real ocean spray.
Yeah, but she got the cheap chips.
Next time you bring home cranberry juice cocktail, make it the real Ocean Spray. Crave the wave.
I was blown away when my dentist told me I had tartar. Doctor, I said, I use regular baking soda toothpaste. My teeth feel clean. Jakey said, it's not enough. Use Tartar Control Crest with baking soda and your teeth will be cleaner.
You can get the clean feeling of baking soda and proven tartar control from Crest in a toothpaste that prevents tartar better than regular baking soda toothpaste.
So I brushed with tartar control Crest with baking soda, and my next visit's great. I finally cleaned up my act.
A smart choice from the Dentist's Choice.
Introducing more power, more agility, and as you can see, more comfort. The all-new Elantra. More car.
Want to add more free time to your weekends? The big AirTouch Cellular month-end wipeout sale is going on right now through the end of March. Sign up now and get a free Motorola 550 flip phone, plus free sign-up with AirTouch, and more than 4 hours of free weekend calling each month from now through this summer. The month-end wipeout sale ends March 31st. To get more free time for your free time, call 1-800-AirTouch.
Make tracks for Subway in the new Kickin' Chicken Barbecue Blast. The big, bold taste of an Old West barbecue in a hearty chicken sub. 100% chicken breast fillets with a blast of a sweet and sassy barbecue sauce. And if you want, cheese, sweet red onions, and fresh cilantro. It's one Kickin' Chicken. So sink your teeth into an exciting new taste that's big and bold as the Wild West. The Kickin' Chicken Barbecue Blast.
Come and get it!
Only at Subway.
Yeah!
Presenting more wagon.
More interior volume than Saturn, Escort, or Corolla.
The all-new Elantra wagon, even more car. Introductory price $11,799. Test drive the all-new Elantra at your local Hyundai dealer today.
It is hard to believe that an estimated 1 billion people worldwide have just finished watching the 88th, or 68th, excuse me. It just seemed like an annual Academy Awards telecast. Here at the Late Late Show, we have reassembled our panel of commentators for our second annual Late Late Show Oscar telecast. Joining us tonight are the noted film critic Eugene Siskel, who, in addition to writing for the Chicago Tribune, co-hosts his enormously popular television program, which is now in its 20th year. Congratulations, sir.
Tom.
And who was at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion earlier this evening, meeting television people and radio people and motion picture people.
Mostly motion picture
Mostly
people.
motion picture people.
This was not the Grammys or the whatever the radio awards are.
Don't start it up, Eugene. Also joining us this evening is the motion picture and television star and producer Bonnie Hunt, whose program has recently returned to the CBS lineup on Sunday evenings at 8:30 p.m. following Sybil. And writer, director, and comedian David Steinberg, who I think is possibly the funniest man I know in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We had a terrific time here last year, and I hope that we can do justice to tonight's Oscar show. First of all, what did everybody think of the show?
I thought it was really great.
Very bad for us. It was a great show.
Yeah, there's nothing really to make fun of. So good night, everybody.
You're kidding.
It was good. No, Whoopi Goldberg was wonderful. She came out with a 6-minute monologue. Every single joke worked. They used Oprah Winfrey at the beginning. Smart. Everyone, we said it last year. Tell us who's there. What are they wearing? Who are they with? Get a sample of that from the best talk show queen in the world.
But why would they open with the award for best costumes when they usually open with the award for best supporting actress, which people are used to having one of the top 4?
Because they had those supermodels.
They had all those models.
That wasn't so bad.
No, you know, when you want to see the outfits, and these people work so hard designing these things, and then they come out, you see a supermodel's face. You know, they're all, of course, starving.
The guys
were just not totally evolved. Just
I know.
on their way.
Why do we think, this is interesting, here's our first subject for discussion. Okay. Why do we react one way to women models, and we're interested in them and they're celebrities, and then you hear the guy models, and they have the one name, and we kind of...
You know why?
Why?
Because. That's just the way it is.
Because guys should be playing baseball, not posing for pictures. I think we all know that.
Thank you.
Right.
Just kidding. No, there's nothing wrong with the guy models.
Did they have the
prettier than me?
Did they? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're right. Acting is feminine, male and female.
But there
because actors have to put on makeup, and they have to be very vain, right? So acting is.
And they have to gesture.
And they have to do the acting is very feminine.
Well, wait a second. Look at who was honored tonight.
Right about
Kirk Douglas. The models are different. Kirk Douglas, macho man.
Macho man.
Chris Reeve looked spectacular and strong.
Absolutely, he did. Right, but it's still, to me, it's still there's a.
Nicolas Cage is any? No, not
I'm not saying that that actors are effeminate.
I'm just saying that acting as a craft is on the feminine side. What?
Feminine.
I always feel like I'm at home with my brothers.
See, I read okay.
What about, does the Academy wait too long to honor the giants of the past who are approaching old age? In case in point tonight, Kirk Douglas. Couldn't he have received this 5 years ago?
Well, but then you'd have to go back to who they gave it to 5 years ago, and you'd be asking that. So, I mean...
But as I pointed out, remember Mary Pickford? She was in the Iron Lung, for heaven's sake.
Right.
They dragged Charlie Chaplin over from London.
Right.
Why are you smiling, Steinberg?
Well, I know Iron Lung just makes me smile. I don't know why. That just does. Iron Lung is isn't Iron Lung funny?
Well, the way you say iron.
Iron, one of the Canadians.
I know.
I know. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, Mary Pickford, she's not still in the Iron Lung, is she?
No, she's not.
Okay, so I can say whatever I want about.
Of course not. She left. But to a far worse place, I might add.
A person in the Iron Lung is funny. I'm just telling you, it's funny. Because when you're talking to a person
especially if you're the national poster boy for Easter seals, it's a barrel full of laughs, yeah.
Just it. But anyway, so you think that we should have wheeled her out on the Iron Lung? And
no, I think we should have honored Mary Pickford before she got that old. And the same with John Wayne. I mean, they waited till after.
I love tributes in the middle of someone's career that stimulate them and almost embarrass them, like Spielberg, for example, getting the Thalberg Award. Now, you know, he's sort of humbled by it and says, all right, now what's my second act going to be? So your point is well taken.
Yes, it makes
Thank
it
you,
probably
Eugene.
more...
You're welcome, Thomas.
Really, by the way, have any of you ever hosted, did you ever host an award show, David?
I think I did, yeah. I think I hosted, no, I don't, yes, I did. I hosted...
Now make up your mind.
No, I did.
And quickly.
I must have been very good. I can't remember. No, I hosted roasts. They're not the same thing, are they?
The Friars?
No. Friars, right.
No, congratulations.
No, it wasn't the Friars Club.
No.
You condescend to comedians, are you, Gene?
No, I love comedians. It's the toughest act there is in show business.
Bonnie, didn't you host a local
up on the
Chicago
stage.
show?
Yes, Tom and I are doing our own show. Yes, I hosted the Chicago Film Critics Awards.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So did I. Not the Chicago. Remember I hosted an event and you were there with
and you
Roger.
were there.
It was a Chicago event.
Everywhere with Roger.
You were so complimentary to me afterwards. You're much different than you were.
Well, you know,
last
Gene,
year's
after
show.
those awards things.
And Roger and I host a show every year called If We Pick the Winners, who we would vote for.
And as a matter of fact, that show played on Channel 7 here locally last night, and you had you had said Braveheart will win, but Babe should win.
I wish Babeheart would win. Tom, you're being very generous.
Babeheart. That's the secret Showgirls.
That's with Claudia Schiffer. Haven't you seen? You didn't see that? Babeheart.
Babeheart, the Scottish pig with the little kilt on.
Yeah. And as long as there aren't any male pigs with kilts on, because they look effeminate.
There's plenty of them.
No, I love Babeheart. Really, it's one of my favorites. Really, I love Babeheart. Is a great name for it.
It is a picture.
I loved Babe.
That's the one I would have voted for.
I really loved that movie.
That's the one for the ages. That could be a Wizard of Oz. That could last for many, many generations.
You know, my niece is only 4 years old, and I was on the phone with her today, and she said, "And they're going in Anatomy Awards." You know, Anatomy Awards, of course, which they are sometimes. And I said, yes, you know, we're going to be doing a thing on TV, and you can see it tonight if Mom lets you stay up really late, because they'll let her take a nap and get up to see Aunt Bonnie. And she said, oh, I hope Babe wins. And I thought, that's so cute. Here's a 4-year-old.
Sure.
Hoping her little buddy Babe wins.
But it's funny, backstage here, all the support people and makeup and the crew, everybody was cheering for Babe on this set tonight. I think what you said applies. This may well last a long, long, long time, and it's such a total departure. I mean, if somebody had come to you and said, we're going to make a picture about a pig that rounds up sheep.
You say Saturday morning television. Do it animated. That's what you say with a project like that. And they came up, the boldness of this. They were in development on technical work in 1991. 5 years ago, they were working on getting the techniques right. And when they got them right, then they could make the picture. This is a 7-year project. George Miller, who made the Road Warrior pictures, produced this fantastic job. Fantastic. I wish it had won.
Well, in the hearts of many people, it did. Anyway, we are with Gene Siskel tonight and Bonnie Hunt and David Steinberg, and soon to be joined by Mark McEwen of CBS News, live at the actual big-time party downtown where all the stars are just lined up to come on this show. We will continue with all of you on the toll-free highway after these messages, so hurry back. Thanks, folks.
All of my friends who, you know who you are and I love you very much, and my parents and my family. And when you give me this award, you honor my father, Paul Sorvino, who has taught me everything I know about acting. I love you very much, Dad.
Sound good? It is good.
Nabisco shredded wheat. It's just naturally good.
Want to remove plaque and its germs? Check out new Mint Sensation Plaques, a minty cool way to remove more plaque before you brush. For a sensational clean, even your dentist can see. Remove plaque and germs with new Mint Sensation Plaques.
Oh boy, I can't stop. And my body is, how am I ever gonna?
Vicks, NyQuil liquid caps. Why is it the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever medicine? Why, so you can rest medicine, of course.
He shot his daughter's lover.
That boy was trespassing in my home.
How can his lawyer defend him?
You are gonna get me off.
Please don't make me do this.
When she knows he's guilty.
It was murder.
Oscar nominee James Cromwell guest stars.
He deserved what he got.
John Grisham's The Client, Tuesday.
Too many suspects, too many clues, and
I have this awful feeling I've got the wrong corpse.
it's a baffling new case of Murder, She Wrote, Thursday.
You want it. Aerobics, spa, free weights, basketball, personal trainers, cardiovascular equipment, kids club, racquetball, Olympic-sized swimming pools. You got it. Only $19 per month. LA Fitness, with convenient locations all over Southern California. LA Fitness, the sports club for everybody.
What do you do when you've invited guests for dinner and forgot your silver serving pieces are black with tarnish?
Get Tarnex.
Is there an easy way to remove tarnish from even the most deeply embedded patterns on your serving pieces?
Use Tarnex.
Can you keep your sterling silver and silver plate pieces looking bright and shiny?
Yes, with Tarnex.
How do you remove years of tarnish from gold, silver, and copper coins?
Dip them in Tarnex.
How do you get months of tarnish off those badly discolored copper pots and pans?
Tarnex does it all.
Yes, Tarnex does it all, quickly and easily. But unlike silver polishes, Tarnex removes only the tarnish, not the precious metal. Remember the name, Tarnex. It's guaranteed to work for you at home as quickly and easily as it does on TV, or return to place of purchase for your money back.
Tarnex is available at Vaughn's, Lucky Stores, Save On, Thrifty, Target, Kmart, Fedco, Hughes Family Markets, Payless Drug, and Smart & Final.
And now that I'm a bona fide director with a golden boy, well, like most directors, I suppose what I really want to do is act. But
very good line, not to match the line which Eugene dispersed in the break. When Bonnie Hunt said, you know, about the first time you ever see your father cry, and Eugene said,
yeah, especially if he's drunk. Now, she was talking about Paul Sorvino.
Talking about, yes.
She was talking in a very
Sorvino's
emotional line.
Father, and I was very moved by that until one of you guys said he cries all the time.
That's what Mira Sorvino told me after she got her award. She says, it didn't surprise me, she says, my whole family cries all the time.
Well, then it's not as moving.
What was it like backstage there tonight?
It was a very nice, in control, relaxed evening.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's, I think, the tone of the whole night. It was very calm, and I thought it was we had a lot of profiles in courage, if I can put a headline on the show. Courage of Kirk Douglas. Right. Courage of Christopher Reeve. Courage of Miep Guess, who saved the diary of Anne Frank, and helped shelter the Frank family and went to the Gestapo to try and free them. So if you really are looking for a theme,
but
bravery.
How about when the guy leaned over to the woman who found and saved the diary of Anne Frank and said, you don't have to speak? Because before was the one that talked.
Yeah. Can I tell you why, Tom? She doesn't speak English very well. She came backstage. She doesn't. She worked through a Dutch translator for us in the press afterwards. So he was actually doing her a favor.
Oh, I saw that guy.
But to the country, it appeared as if
John Blair.
In the wake of the woman who went on and on and on.
Cut him some slack. Cut him some slack, Tom. Because you know what?
I'm cutting him slack because you're telling me the story. But I'm saying
what Tom's saying is, in watching it, you did want to hear from her. I felt the same way.
Exactly, and I'm glad you told this story because it may make people who watch this realize that this guy wasn't being abrupt at all.
But I heard she doesn't talk all the time. She's like Sorvino's dad.
You're a sick one. Yeah, there's certain subjects, Bonnie, you don't track.
No, that's not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just doing that.
Tom, did you not like the show? Excuse me. Did you not like the show? Did you think it was a dull show?
I thought the show was too long, and I'll tell you, I was bothered by the number of production numbers. We don't go to movies that have production numbers because we don't like to watch them anymore, so why inflict them on the audience when they do the television program on Academy Awards
But
night?
there was some great... Stomp was a terrific number. I've never seen a number quite that good.
The audience really loved that.
Stomp was fabulous. I mean, this is a reversal of roles for us, isn't it?
No, not at all. This is where we started last year with you three, when I said I thought it was a wonderful show, and you said it was a bomb.
Exactly correct. And it was. And
no, it was. I thought last
You know,
year's
it's
show
a good
was
thing that you and I aren't with the thumbs every week, because there would never be where there would be two.
No, but there'd be mutual respect.
There's always respect for you, Eugene. You understand.
I understand that. I thought really that there were lots of fine touches. And for example, when we, even on a small matter, the technical awards, the guy who invented that thing that you jump on and I don't know what it is.
Trampoline?
Where you throw a human...
That's it. Yeah. I got to get one for my kids. Do you know where I can get a good one?
This is where you throw a stuntman, right? It's where you throw a human into the air for 35 feet.
Like jet
and they
cannon
claim that he could land without hurting himself. Do you believe that for a second? You
I
know,
like
whenever
that.
they show the stuntman,
they showed it.
Air. They never showed him landing. Even then, when they showed that guy who did it, they showed him in the air, and then they cut before he landed. So we're supposed to assume that this guy didn't land on his ass and hurt himself badly.
They took him to the hospital after he landed.
Of course, there are no Jewish stuntmen. They're smarter than that. Really. Jews didn't do that.
That's right.
Right. And I resent giving this award. I resent this pig. You know, when Jesse Jackson makes such a thing...
I'm right here, David.
I know, no. When Jesse Jackson makes such a thing about this sort of black-white issue, how do the Jewish people feel giving a starring role to a pig? I find it so offensive. You know, pigs. And how do Muslims feel about this? Do you think?
May I give you some hope on pig? They've invented refrigeration.
Well, you think it's because we think that they're unclean?
Well, no, but in the old days, if you ate pork before refrigeration, you would get trichinosis.
No, that isn't the reason at all. It's because pork makes you stupid. And it has nothing to do with refrigeration.
Have you eaten some?
Just before I came here. You can say
Tom's the one that's always wrong about the show.
No, Tom's the one that's always different about the show. Not necessarily wrong now, Eugene. There are differing points of view.
Like the show, like the show, like the show.
Hated the show.
Really?
Oh, not hated.
Not hated, disliked. Thought it was a little long.
Tom, it's going to be long. It's going to be 3.5 hours every single year. So it's what's in the show, not the length of the show.
Well, that's what all you guys say. I can't hang around with you guys. It is. You know, they're so nice on the air.
Yes, it is.
This is the Shirley MacLaine role, and we're the Rat Pack. You know?
Yes.
That's right.
You know, I want to tell you, you haven't deviated at all from your focus of last year. You're right
I was a very nice girl. Don't, Tom. My ma's watching.
Well.
Said all the guys say it is the length. Is that what this was?
No, no. See now.
I just want to remember. I beat behind. I just have. It's the length, is what you say.
It's the pork, honey.
It's the pork.
Where's the pork?
I'll tell you one thing. Braveheart. Who cares if it won? Let's get to the real. That's the depressing part, isn't it? That Braveheart.
Yes, it is.
You don't. Braveheart isn't the kind of picture that you rally to. And
You're
in
right.
past years,
it wasn't that movie. I loved
it's anticlimactic.
it.
It's
you would rally to a Schindler's List, right?
Well, I would have gone for a Babe. You would have seen that house explode if Babe had won. They probably would have had James Cromwell, the farmer, come up on stage and dance the jig like he danced in the movies. It would have been a big emotional thing. Braveheart, it was a nice, safe choice.
Safe.
No, but Braveheart was a remarkable movie for Mel Gibson to direct. I mean, that...
No question about it.
Remarkable.
To move that kind of men in material, as they say in the Army, was a terrific achievement, and it was a good achievement in directing. But I'm telling you, this isn't the picture that people are going to be renting, you know, year after year after year.
It certainly won't be the Christmas show of the month on any of the major networks. Okay, here's Joanna on the toll-free in Chicago. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Now, what did you think of tonight's show, Joanna?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I have a...
It's a conspiracy.
Well, I always watch the Oscars. It's always good.
We all do. It's one of our annual rites of passage.
Definitely. My question is for Gene, and actually, I think you just answered my question. I wanted to know, since you didn't predict Braveheart as Best Picture, even though you just said you didn't care much, did you think that, you know, it was worthy of, you know, you said that it wasn't worthy of an Oscar, but obviously was, you know, did you think it was a tiebreaker because you wanted Apollo 13?
Yeah, you know, I think if they released the ballots, which I would love to see them do, then I think you'd find out it was a very close vote.
That's a good idea. Wouldn't that?
But they would never risk embarrassing the one that gets the lowest total in history, you know, 6.
I know, but that's a good idea.
Oh, we would love that. I mean, trivia things, the most ballots, the biggest domination, all that stuff.
Wouldn't that be great if they let those out?
Oh.
Someday they will. Someday somebody will go in there and say, hey, let's release the ballots. You know, 100 years from now.
Oh, that would be good.
And we should know who votes for what.
Like the Kennedy papers.
Well, for example, is the voting really based upon the quality of the work?
Please.
No way.
Uh-oh. Never. Or not never, but rarely.
How do you know this?
Well, I've interviewed people. I mean, Henry Fonda, for example, told me that he had his wife Shirley fill out his ballot. Because I asked him, he voted for Jane for Julia, 1977, I think. And he said, Shirley fills out. And he says, and Jim Garner's wife fills out his.
Really?
Yeah, they made the front page of Variety.
So that's 2.
That's 2. Clint Eastwood was always solicited as he walked through the Warner lot, he told me, saying, Clint, what are you voting for?
Up to 3.
Okay, but this is just people that I talked to.
Yeah, but isn't
multiply it.
Their wife probably knows what they...
They haven't seen the pictures.
Oh, well, that's not good.
You are a member, no doubt, of the Directors Guild of America.
Yes, I am.
Would you reveal who you voted for?
Sure.
Who did you vote for this year?
I didn't vote. Oh. But ask me anything else.
Why not?
Is Joanna still on the line?
Sure she is.
Oh, wow.
For the duration.
Well, Joanna, is she the young one?
Yes, she is.
Well, you know, Joanna, I liked Braveheart a lot more than Gene did, I think. I thought it was a terrific one. I liked Babe, too. I thought it was wonderful. I saw it with my kids. I loved it. They loved it. But I also took my kids to see Braveheart. You know, and I have an 11-year-old who I took to see Braveheart because I thought it was just...
connection here?
No, your connection's fine.
Okay.
Joanna, what was your best picture of the year? Of all the pictures you saw, which one did you like the best?
Nominated or not nominated?
It doesn't make any difference.
Well, actually, nominated, I would say Apollo 13.
Okay.
Unnominated, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Did you see Dead Man Walking or Leaving Las Vegas?
No, you know, I didn't. I haven't gone to see those yet. I actually was on my way in a couple days to see Mighty Aphrodite if I could find it playing anywhere. But that was my next choice to see.
Yeah, it's so much better to see the films in the theater, if you can. I just think it changes when you're at home.
Anyway, Joanna, I'm flattered you called, and thanks for watching our program.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, we will continue here with Gene Siskel, with Bonnie Hunt, with David Steinberg. Is Mark McEwen in Los Angeles tonight?
I hope so.
Will we see him at all?
We hope so.
I see. I'm looking up at the old monitor in the sky, and I don't see any picture up there. I would hate to disappoint this crowd. You know, we went down there last year, and we don't want to miss this year. Okay, well, get busy on that remote camera, Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.
What you probably don't know is that I left New York last September, and I just arrived here this morning.
I'm always on the road, so I use my calling card every day. But MCI friends and family only covered my card calls to home, so I got AT&T True Reach Savings. Now, wherever I'm calling, I'm totally covered. Now, that's being backed up.
AT&T True Reach Savings. Save 25% on all types of U.S. calls on your AT&T phone bill when you spend just $25 a month. Proofs on the bill.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Savings on all kinds of calls. That's your true choice. AT&T.
You want dazzling whiter teeth? You want Aquafresh Whitening. How does it stack up to my toothpaste? Aquafresh Whitening with fluoride is clinically proven to whiten better than Crest. Even Rembrandt can't beat it. Aquafresh Whitening, safe to use every day for dazzling whiter teeth.
In their moment, for their time. Olympic athletes are the most photographed people on Earth. And for 100 years, more of those pictures have been captured on Kodak film than any other. Kodak. What film is in your camera?
If you were to make a list of the safest towns in America, at the top of that list would be Eau Claire, Wisconsin. If you were to make a list of cars with the most standard safety features for the money, at the top of that list would be the Chevy Cavalier. So if you lived in Eau Claire and you drove a Cavalier, would that make you one of the safest people in America? Probably not, but it's a good start.
a surfer.
So, what's the big deal?
He was chewing Cinnaburst.
Oh, flavor crystals? Flavor crystals? Excellent! Yes!
Cinnaburst with flavor crystals. Bite the burst.
2 movies on 2 nights, Tuesday. Nancy McKeon in a powerful thriller.
I did not kill him.
It could have happened to anybody, but it happened to the wrong woman. Then on Wednesday, what if your best friend is really your worst enemy?
Who are you that you could be so cruel?
My Very Best Friend. 2 movies, 2 nights, CBS Tuesday and Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Hunt, asking you to watch my series Bonnie on Sunday nights after Sybil.
All new Bonnie after Sybil, CBS Sunday.
Do we start again?
My nephew in California is a venture capitalist. Scary thought, isn't it?
Dear Aunt Pearl, buying a new Accord LX is the best investment in California. Because I don't tie up a lot of cash, I can be on the lookout for other opportunities. This car is a gold mine.
Right now, you can get 3.9% APR financing for up to 48 months on all 96 Accords.
I wonder where he got that investment tip.
Nobody loves their car like a Honda owner.
What's the secret to a happy, healthy cat? It's Whiskas, and the more than 40 key nutrients in every serving. What's the secret? The secret is Whiskas. And you?
How much of a gourmet meal can I get for $2.99? You know, IHOP has gourmet pancakes. Harvest grain and nut with English walnuts and wholesome grains, country griddle cakes with real cream of wheat, or banana nut pancakes with fresh bananas and pecans. Your choice with all of this. Just $2.99. So, what do you think of Chez IHOP?
C'est magnifique. Hey, this is syrup.
Get the pancakes you won't find anywhere else. The IHOP Gourmet Pancake Platter, just $2.99.
There's a big plus to shopping at Ross. Plus sizes, sportswear, dresses, casual wear, career. Plus sizes at Ross. Don't you just love it?
How one woman got her sweet revenge after her husband walked out, on hard copy.
We're back with Bonnie Hunt and with Eugene Siskel and with David Steinberg. And we want to take a look at the videotape now of the clothes that we're seeing tonight. And we'd like Bonnie Hunt to be our fashion commentator.
Okay.
How they looked as compared to last year. What do you think about the trend this year in women's clothing?
I thought everybody looked very glamorous. I love it because I think about when I was a kid and watching the Academy Awards at home and seeing all the women. I thought Sharon Stone, she just does that. Oh, she just looked great. And Mira Sorvino, she looked beautiful.
Emma Thompson looked particularly
she
good.
looked
That's
great.
Armani that she wore.
I figured as much. Uh-oh, where's Whoopi?
I don't like this outfit. Do you? Anyone like it?
I think it's a great outfit. I just said that to be a wise guy.
No, that reminded me of Sister Act.
This is Armani. He flew her to Milan and fitted her there. She picked it.
Is that right?
She told me all this.
Flew her to Milan?
Yeah. Yep.
And there's Gwyneth Paltrow. Somebody please give me a cookie, a sandwich, something. I'm starving.
You think they're all starving?
Well, they are. Oh,
no,
hello.
She's not starving.
Jeez, I'll tell you.
Who is that?
Where is that?
We don't know.
I don't think it matters. Her name doesn't matter to you, gentlemen. Does? Oh, there. Now somebody went crazy with a magic marker on her. That's terrible. The graffiti in this town, it's unbelievable. You're not safe.
If you just oh, I know who that is.
She's a goddess.
Gorgeous. This is the woman from Il Postino.
She was in Chicago, remember,
yes.
Gene?
Spectacular in person, too.
Love this person.
That was a nice movie.
Now, she did her whole dress
was.
with the bedazzler. You know that thing you order late at night? I saw her working on it backstage. It's amazing. And look at this glamour. Is this great?
She's great.
I love her. I love her so much.
So much style.
And look at, she's a little sweetheart. But
The
please,
dress
again,
is the same color as her skin, and so it doesn't stand out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
but a nice haircut.
Wish I could not stand out that much.
How about the speeches tonight, the acceptance speeches? Anything?
Well, you know what I miss? I miss when they let people drone on. You know, I really do. I love the show tonight, but if I have one fault, if I would fault it in any way, is that it started off as if we can't stop for anything. And I like when they, you know, so what? So it goes long, and someone's a little embarrassing, and someone's a little bit too emotional. What I don't like is it's getting a little too organized and too controlled.
Completely agree with that. If I were running the show, I would tell them for the last 4 people, the 4 big, for the 4 actors, and they know who's going to win.
That's right.
Clearly going to be Susan Sarandon, clearly Nicolas Cage. It was going to be either Joan Allen or Mira Sorvino. So you say to the people, look, We're giving you as much time as you feel necessary. Do your best. This is your night. Go for it. You knew Mel Gibson was going to win for director. Take as much time as you want and see what they come up with.
Yeah.
If they embarrass themselves, you know, when they do the Oscar highlights, they have a videotape.
Oh,
right?
those are always the best moments.
What's on the tape?
The acceptance speeches.
And the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Not the perfect little, but the Sally Field.
What are we all going to go home and watch tonight? Because I taped the awards because I got to see it off and on here with pre-production and everything, but I'm going to go home and look for all the little bits and pieces that you mentioned here. How about the night, what did they call them when they ran naked? The streaker. When David Niven was hosting?
Run naked Easter at my house.
Your mom must have had her hands full with you. I say something.
The funniest woman on the planet Earth. If he's the funniest man, this is the funniest woman.
No question about it. No question about it.
No, I remember the streaker.
You remember that, and you remember the night that...
Sasheen Littlefeather for Marlon Brando.
Sasheen Littlefeather. George C. Scott didn't show up to get the award for Patton. That's the stuff we all talk about, not, as you say, this...
So David is quite right. Let it play a little. But I love this show, and Jeff Margolis was the director tonight, and he averted a disaster when he let the first woman in the short subject, the Holocaust short subject, the Holocaust survivor, the band started to play.
That's
and,
right.
Oh, it would have been a tragedy. Yeah. And Jeff Margolis did not cut away.
He came back to her.
He came back to her and let her speak, and she delivered a beautiful speech talking about coming home tonight and realizing that you're a winner if you're free in this world.
And that's why I brought up the one who has said you don't have to talk, because I thought, geez, what if she's got a great speech to make as well and we don't get to hear it?
That's how because it was right after that.
And she would have in Dutch.
Well, some of our audience would have understood.
And you know what? I would have, and just to be true to what David's saying, if she would have talked and had it translated, would have been beautiful too.
I agree. Just let it go.
Let them go. Yeah. The big guys, let them go.
Yeah, everything has gotten
and
so
if all of them knew that we are allowed to go up there and do shtick or thank our moms or cry or tell a joke. Remember Fivish Finkel when he won the for Best Supporting Actor for Picket Fences? When he came up there and he did 5 minutes of shtick from the Borscht Belt. It was wonderful television.
Don't let the documentary filmmakers do it. Let the actors do it. They know how to do it. Tom Hanks delivers great speeches.
Yeah. Remember last year? Huh?
And the year before?
Yep, exactly.
But everything is too controlled. You know, if you watch the Today Show or the morning shows, if they have a great guest with a good piece of information, they stop him and go to the next subject.
I know they do.
Because
why
it's
not?
too bland. People are afraid.
It's just an hour show.
Because
let
less
it go
and less
on.
people with personalities are getting hired because it makes networks feel like they can't have control over
I know,
them.
but I'm talking about a good piece of information.
David is out right again. I'm on one of those morning shows, CBS This Morning, and I know that a lot of people... You're funny. He's right. And they don't... The anchors tell me, Harry Smith, while he's on, they say, well, they hate that they always have to say, we only have 30 seconds.
I know.
They seem to say that in every interview.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Go another segment if someone's interested.
Let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is, and I don't mean to be critical of producers here. No, producers have the feeling that the audience will not pay attention to a single topic for longer than 4.5 to 5 minutes, so they want to keep it moving. If you notice when you watch anything, they always tell you, never mind what's on now, here's what's coming next, next.
Oh, you're right. I said that tonight when we were watching backstage. Every time credits roll now, you can't even have a 2-minute credit segment without them selling the next thing that's coming up. They're so panicked.
Have you ever been to the Oscar show?
No.
I have.
I hope to bring my mom sometime. You have?
I mean, you're a movie star.
Would you mind bringing my mother sometime?
I'd love to.
But you're a movie star. You should go to those.
I know. I just...
If you were a nominee, would you go? Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I would be thrilled and honored. Yeah, it's something that's, you know, it's show business. It's the movies.
Here's your chance to pitch for a ticket for next year. Go right in. Go into the camera.
Please, I went on national television to get a date for the prom, and this is just bringing back so many
memories. No, they didn't invite you. My God, you made Jumanji, which was a big box office
What's your next studio that you're working for?
TriStar. It's my third
Go right into the camera and say, who runs that?
John Feldheimer, Jeff Sagansky. They should let you go.
Of course, these are all nice people.
Absolutely.
Jeff Sagansky, will you give her a couple of tickets?
He doesn't do the movies at TriStar. He's in television, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yes.
We are with David Steinberg, Gene Siskel, and Bonnie Hunt. We'll be right back.
And you sing with all the voices. Boss Tux, because I was voted the worst dressed man in People magazine, and in fact companies like Dolce & Gabbana were going to put me in clothes, but when they saw that, they didn't give the clothes to me. And Hugo Boss sent me 5 free suits, and I said, well, these guys, I gotta just go down the line with these guys. I mean, that's great. So I wore the tux.
Ask your dentist about Arm & Hammer Dental Care.
Our dentist gave us a reason to use Arm & Hammer Dental Care.
The baking soda.
Only Dental Care's patented formula gives you more than twice the baking soda of any other brand.
And dentists recommend Arm & Hammer more than all other baking soda toothpaste combined.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care. Serious care for healthy teeth and gums. And arm yourself with Arm & Hammer Deodorant Antiperspirant, the only one that does more than cover up odor. It absorbs and eliminates it with the power of baking soda.
I am the picture of health. I'm low-cal and high-fiber. I'm homogenized and pasteurized. I'm fat-free. So how come I still feel like...
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Thursday, a rainy day hike turns to disaster when a young girl plunges down a sheer cliff. Can rescuers find her in time? Rescue 911. Then, there's a new plan to get prostitutes off the street. The DA likes it and the hookers love it. But will you? 48 hours after Rescue 911.
Tonight, Dave's got an all-new show with a brand new look.
It's a big, big, big night.
With Phil Hartman. Tomorrow, George Foreman and Naomi Campbell.
Yes!
Here on CBS.
The temperature is heating up with the hottest Broadway musical in years. Don't miss the Tony Award-winning Best Musical, Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Kiss of the Spider-Woman, starring Tony Award-winning Chica Rivera, direct from Broadway.
Kiss of the Spider-Woman, now playing at Amundsen Theater through April 21st. Tickets at Ticketmaster or charge by phone.
Buying a used car, nightmare number one. The used car you just bought breaks down. It could cost you a fortune. How do you avoid this? Buy from Cars Yes, the nation's largest used car company. Only Cars Yes gives you the peace of mind warranty. We warranty the engine, transmission, and many other parts for 12 months, whether your credit is good or bad. Call 1-800-CARS-YES, where peace of mind is guaranteed.
Next time, Cars Yes.
Now to Mark McCune of CBS This Morning in downtown Los Angeles with one of tonight's big winners. Mark, you're on.
Thank you, Tom. An honor to be on your show, by the way. Susan Sarandon, Best Actress. Congratulations. So everybody asks you this, but I have to ask you. When they say your name, and you've been there 5 times when they haven't, now they've said it, what went through your mind?
Panic, complete panic, because it's probably harder to get out of your seat than it is to sit in it and be gracious, you know. I mean, it was thrilling, and I'm still kind of overwhelmed. I think more by the fact that everybody stood up and that the response just seemed to be so personal, and when Sean's name was mentioned and Tim's name was mentioned, you know, and Sister Helen's name was mentioned, that people responded. It really was great. It was kind of like the team trophy.
When you mentioned Sister Helen, was this her first Oscar brouhaha that she's ever been to?
I think we can safely say yes, this was.
So what sort of things were going through her mind?
Well, you know, everyone was very concerned on how she was holding up, but she's been through 3 executions, and I think that this was, you know, pretty easy compared to that.
You thanked Tim on stage in a lovely, eloquent way. What did he tell you before, and what did he say to you directly after?
He just, well, I certainly can't say that, really.
That'll be in the book?
I think I can say this, actually, but it was great.
You know, they talk about finding roles for women who aren't 22 anymore. The roles you find, you can bite them like an apple. They're crisp. They're just wonderful roles. How do you find them? How do they keep coming to your house?
I just keep throwing down obstacles, and the strongest thing that overcomes them usually is the thing that I do, and maybe that has something to do with it not wanting to really work. You know, it takes a lot to get me out and packed and with the kids and the whole thing. And this one, of course, I gave myself, and I was lucky that Tim wanted to do it, and I still can't believe that we got the $6.95 to get it together. And I've got to say, you know, it was being championed by so many critics and you guys and TV and everything that really gave us a shot, because we didn't have the money, so I'm grateful to everybody.
Your kids were in the movie. Were you a stage mom?
No, they love to be in the movie because they get to raid the craft service table where there's all that stuff they're forbidden to eat normally. My daughter, who had the biggest, most emotional part, said she was perfectly fine. I didn't even have to be there. She shocked everybody, and I'm real proud of all of them. But they just have fun. You know, we don't let them do really big parts.
A question that I've never been able to ask you. What does an Oscar winner do on the night that she wins her Oscar?
Oh, my. I just want to be with my friends. So as soon as we get through the obligatory part, I think we'll just go back to somebody's house, really.
And last but not least, this exquisite dress. Can we get a shot of this? If you could talk us through this.
This is a kind of anti-nun dress trying to overcompensate for my lack of makeup in my film, and it's a kind of Dolce & Gabbana thing that they did for me that's kind of a little Bo Peepish, I guess, but I wanted to have a big dress just in case I could hide behind it if it didn't work out.
Well, pinch yourself, because it's going to go by like a freight train, but this is your night.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now back to you, Tom. Thank you, Mark. We'll be right back after these messages with Gene Siskel, Bonnie Hunt, and David Steinberg.
And you sing with all the voices of the mountain, and you paint with all the colors of the wind.
And now, if you'll follow me, the highlight of our tour, the Odyssey from Honda. It has a low step-in height for a short leg. Cool. Not 3 doors, but 4 for quicker trips to the bathroom. It has a luxurious interior, child-proof door locks, and a hideaway third seat, making room for 5 or 6 dogs.
And right now, you can lease an Odyssey for just $2.99 a month for 24 months.
Can our parents use it?
The last lunar fireball was seen over 75 years ago.
And after I see it tonight, I can die a happy man.
Some gums lose flavor fast, leaving you looking for another piece. Too bad he wasn't chewing extra sugar-free gum. It's the one with delicious, refreshing flavor that really lasts.
Another 75 years.
Hey, people are living a lot longer these days.
Extra lasts extra long.
Wendy's new country French chicken tastes so delicious.
Bonjour, Dave. Bonjour.
It has everyone speaking French. Could it be Wendy's country French roll?
Comment ça va, Dave? Bien.
The Swiss, topped with Dave's tangy Dijon sauce.
Bonjour, Dave.
Bonjour.
Or Wendy's whole breast fillet.
C'est magnifique. Merci.
Whatever. It's a sandwich so delicious, only Dave could have made it.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Bonjour, mes amis.
He's got to be stopped.
Come try Wendy's new country French chicken.
Morning, fish. It's me, Bax and Jack, the Modem Man. Up and down loading, baby. Techno trailblazer. The web slinger. Commander of the communication nation. AT&T True Reach Savings saves you 25% on all types of U.S. calls, even faxes and modems, on your AT&T phone bill when you spend $25 a month. I'm bi-coastal. Information San Francisco. I'm dope. Oof.
Nice.
Don't sing.
Modem Man.
Savings on all kinds of calls. That's your true choice. AT&T.
First, Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Celebrate spring with Sunflowers fragrance from Elizabeth Arden. Take home the Sunflowers garden tote with travel-size eau de toilette, body lotion, and shower gel. Your gift with any $26 Sunflowers purchase.
Introducing the Acura RL. The new flagship from Acura. It's built on the idea that luxury doesn't have to be boring. An idea that we thought might appeal to some of you. The new Acura RL, available now at your Southern California Acura dealer.
Now back to Mark McCune in downtown Los Angeles.
And I'm not going to say back to you, Tom, just yet. But hold on, we've got Nicolas Cage, Best Actor winner. We've been talking to him for just a little bit. You thanked a young man on stage. Who'd you thank?
I thanked my son.
Why?
Well, because I love him so much, and you know, when I became a parent, it seemed like a whole library of emotions became available to me that weren't there before, and I know that without his love that I would not have been able to play Ben the way I did, and he's the most important person in my life, so I had to thank him.
You know, when you make movies, some of them you do for various reasons. One, you want to go to Bora Bora because you've never been there before. Some are the money. When you did this movie, did it go into the file of just movies, or where in your resume, in your head, did this one drop in? Was it an important one to you?
Very important to me. It was something that I really had to do for me. It wasn't the kind of movie that I thought I'm going to win awards for. You know, this was something I thought I have to do for my heart, for my sense of dignity as an actor. I was not happy with a couple of the movies I had made, and I just wanted to go for it and do this. So that was of the utmost importance to me.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What can young actors out there learn from the way you've sort of gone through a career? Because you've made, I think, very interesting choices. Not all commercial choices, but interesting choices. What can an actor learn from that?
I just think the important thing is to, if you have an idea, stick to your guns and, you know, follow your heart and do what matters to you. And somebody out there, if you believe in it, is going to believe in it with you.
Nicholas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tom, back to you. Nicholas Cage, the best actor.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for joining us tonight, Mr. Cage, and congratulations. What's going on here? Get your hands off that girl.
I love her.
I love her, too.
Chicagoan, the best.
I just want to get an invite to the Academy Award.
I'll take you, but I mean, I'm married 16
years. Oh, wow, that was a great interview.
Yeah.
The one with Nicolas Cage. Oh, dear. What happened?
Are you this funny in real life?
What is this? Are we on TV?
Of course not.
Holy.
This never leaves the building here. It just goes to a tape machine and it's blown away the next morning. What do you want to get into here? I got 2 or 3 minutes.
Kirk Douglas.
All right, fine. Kirk Douglas.
Your reaction when you saw him on stage?
First of all, bravo, you know, for the movie making. Secondly, a little bit sad that he had the stroke and that he couldn't talk as well as he might have liked to. But by God, how great to see him get out there and make the effort. And to see his sons there applauding him.
That
was that wonderful.
There was a lot of crying on this show.
You
Mrs.
bet.
Douglas and Douglas.
Maybe everybody in the movie business cries.
Well, you know what?
All the time.
At least there was some emotion.
Yes.
There was a lot tonight. It was so naturally there. It wasn't like people trying to be dramatic about it, but it was there throughout the show. It just seemed, it was really sweet.
Whoopi Goldberg and I believe Whoopi Goldberg mentioning Jesse Jackson, and somebody else mentioned Jesse Jackson.
Well, she took him on.
Yes, she did.
And I thought that was very bold because, you know, there can be a feeling of not wanting to step out, and she said she wasn't going to wear the ribbon.
Right.
A lot of pressure on you.
Is there really?
To wear that ribbon?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Oh, sure. To fall in line? Of course.
Nobody had that.
Remember, Whoopi Goldberg had...
Did you see any ribbons?
There was a ribbon. Quincy Jones had a ribbon on, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was a Rainbow Coalition ribbon.
That's right. Well, that's the ribbon that Jesse Jackson would have liked to have worn.
I understand. Oprah
Winfrey did not wear a ribbon opening the show. And there is a lot of pressure. And let me tell you, these people have commercial careers, as you know, and let's get right down to it. Black moviegoers are a big part of the movie-going population.
No question about it.
Up to 20% or something like that. Tremendous figure. If she alienates them, you know, she could lose her $8 to $12 million salary that she gets. So, you know, whether you agree with her or don't agree with her, I think she was saying the timing isn't right tonight.
Right, I think people are smart enough to make their own decisions. If they want to go to a movie, they're going to go to a movie. They're not going to blame the Academy for this. I mean,
it's not like the African-American community was ignored in tonight's Oscar celebration.
That, of course, wasn't the point of Jesse Jackson's protest.
Of course it wasn't, but Denzel Washington didn't make a film in 1995.
Yes, he did.
Oh, did? He did.
Yeah. Other than that.
Other than that. Slight detail, Gene.
Yeah.
Who made the Ross Perot joke? That said he was out front protesting that Wacky Millionaires had not been nominated.
Devil in a Blue Dress is the name of the film, and Don Cheadle, a lot of people thought might have gotten a nomination.
Well, Don Cheadle was fabulous in that movie.
Yes, he was.
Right. But
you know, when Roger was here, he talked about the time he made the thing about
everybody makes mistakes. He apologized. That was very sweet on your show to do that. No problem.
What was it? What was it? I don't know.
Oh, it's a dumb thing. He
Do you have
tried
bigger
to tell
glasses
a joke.
of water?
You know, let's talk about Bonnie. Roger made a mistake in his speech, in an acceptance speech, and it was embarrassing, and he apologized on your show. And that was very nice, because you were made uncomfortable by it sitting in the audience.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, and so you held his feet to the fire, and he pleaded guilty, and that's...
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's just a little...
If you're a loyal viewer of this great television show, you know exactly what we're talking about. Because I don't miss it a single night.
Tell what he said to you when you saw him in Chicago talking about the appearance here last year.
Oh, did I tell you that?
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you first of all, I get a call from David Steinberg on my answering machine saying, how can we get rid of Gene Siskel?
Right.
Then I see Gene in Chicago on the street and he says, how do we get rid of David?
Because David...
Then the two of them write me a letter saying, is there any way Tom has to be there?
And we're going to go to work on that right after tonight's program.
See who's left.
Yeah. Thank you all, and I hope that you'll join us again next year, same time, same
and
station.
if we hate the show, we'll be so much funnier, really.
Okay.
Now,
okay to
back after these messages.
But do you still like the show?
Camaraderie. There you go.
Buying a used car nightmare number 2. Financing.
No. Never. Impossible. Where do you think you are? Cars, yes?
At Cars Yes, we love to say yes. Only the nation's largest used car company could give you peace of mind financing. Cars Yes has a financing plan that's right for you. Whether your credit is good or bad, call 1-800-CARS-YES, where peace of mind is guaranteed.
How much of a gourmet meal can I get for $2.99? You know, IHOP has gourmet pancakes, harvest grain and nut with English walnuts and wholesome grains, country griddle cakes with real cream of wheat, or banana nut pancakes with fresh bananas and pecans. Your choice with all of this, just $2.99. So, what do you think of Chez IHOP?
C'est magnifique. Hey, this is syrup.
Get the pancakes you won't find anywhere else. The IHOP Gourmet Pancake Platter, just $2.99.
Rebecca, you look great. Thank you. This outfit, Ross? I don't know, Rebecca. What do you think, this or this? Both.
Ross has the latest fashions for spring. Save up to 60% on an incredible selection of the top brands.
Beautiful. I got it at Ross.
Spring at Ross. Don't you just love it?
When you cook for a living, every meal is something special. After all, you put your reputation on the line with every dish you put on the table. Maybe that's why good cooks prefer Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice. A delicious blend of 23 herbs and seasonings. No wonder more restaurants serve Uncle Ben's than any other brand of rice. So whether you cook for a living or for a family, good cooks cook with Uncle Ben's.
My thanks to all of our guests and to Mark McEwen. Back tomorrow night, same time, same station. Join me now with Steve Mason on the radio at 1-800-890-9990. Good night, all.
Thursday, there's a new plan to get prostitutes off the street. The DA likes it, and the hookers love it. But will you? 48 Hours Thursday.
Friday.
What are these?
Will the wrong set of photos expose a picture-perfect killing?
A murder. She saw the killer.
All new Diagnosis Murder. Friday.
You're on.
When my vision started to go, my husband and I lost our daily card games together. Then I learned about large image cards, and now we cherish this time more than ever.
When I couldn't read the street signs anymore, I stopped taking my granddaughter out on the weekend. Then I learned about low vision aids, and that losing my vision doesn't mean losing my way of life.
American Foundation for the Blind. We help those who don't see well live like those who do. Call 1-800-AFB-BLIND.
On Sunday, April 14th, thousands of walkers will raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for a great cause. Hi, I'm Ann Martin here at Griffith Park, which is one of 11 sites for the Inter-Valley Health Plan MS Walk Against Multiple Sclerosis. It's a day of fun for everyone, so grab a friend or form a team and join Channel 2 in the fight against MS.
Call today or pick up a registration form at participating Save-On drugstores. Brought to you by Inter-Valley Health Plan, the MS Society, and KCBS LA.
Christopher Darden and Geraldo Rivera one-on-one. Next, Geraldo.
Today on The Carney Wilson Show.
Your mom says that she dreams of the day that you get engaged.
Yeah. We have a big surprise for you today.
It's engaging fun that you won't forget.
I need help.